Hey everybody, welcome to another episode of DeLorean Tech, and today we're going to show you how to install this. So this is a quick release front license plate bracket for the DeLorean. So I've already got my DMC Time license plate on here. And this is a really cool option for those of you who want to run a front plate, but also want to be able to remove it quickly in case you're at a show and you don't want to have your front license plate on the car. Sto-N-Sho has come up with this solution which installs in the front of the DeLorean. We're going to show you how to use this. We're going to show you how to install this. And if you're interested, we'll drop a link down in the description on how to purchase this. So this is really easy to do, so check it out. So all you do is insert these rods here into the bracket itself and just push it in like this. There's a little push pin that you pull out. Push it in like that, release the push pin, pull back slightly, it locks it in place. So now your license plate is locked in. In order to remove it, you pull the push pin out and you pull the whole assembly forward. That's it. Very simple. Okay, so here's everything that comes with the kit. So you get the quick release front license plate bracket itself from Sto-N-Sho. This is actually very light. I really like this here. So you get the bracket assembly. You also get all the hardware you're going to need to install it, as well as a set of instructions specific to the DeLorean. So here is the connection that you're going to make to there's a screw that holds in the rock screen that you're going to connect this to, and there's some 3M tape here as well to hold that to the front spoiler. And I'm going to go ahead and demonstrate the quick release function on this. So this is really easy to use. In order to release the license plate bracket, all you got to do is pull on this little release pin right here. You pull back and then you pull the bracket off. So pull out and then you just slide it right off and that's it. So there's a little slot in here, as you can see, that holds the bracket to this connector piece right here. In order to install it, all you do is push it in, pull the pin out a little bit, get it in there, and it just sort of snaps in place like that. There you go. So pretty easy to use. Let's go ahead and get this installed now and see how it looks on the car. Okay, so here's my front license plate as it is right now. I've got that stainless license plate bracket. You can see that right there. So we're going to go ahead and remove this whole assembly itself. All you got to do is take a 10mm and get those 3 bolts out. Then we'll go ahead and install the new one. Alright, so now that we've removed the bolts, we're just going to go ahead and remove the license plate assembly. Here's the old one that we've been using. So not a bad bracket here, but it'll be nice to be able to remove this whenever I want without having to go through that. So let's go ahead and reinstall the bolts here that will not be needed to secure the new license plate bracket. So this one, we'll leave this one out, and then we'll just put this one back in as well. So the hardware kit actually does come with a new bolt that you can use along with some washers. So we'll go ahead and use this to install the mount. So let's go ahead and remove the mount from the bracket. Very easy to do. So you're going to want to check to make sure the new bolt threads in correctly, and it does. So depending on what you've got for a rock screen, you may need to move that rock screen around a little bit here. But this fits in good, so we're going to go ahead and put the mounting plate on there. So you want to put it with the 3M part facing up. We're going to use the included alcohol towel to kind of prep that surface, but before we do that, we want to go ahead and make sure this all fits in here. So you need to make sure you can align this correctly. Looks pretty good. Looks like it fits really well. We'll go ahead and prep the surface here to get ready to mount that 3M tape. So you can use a 10mm socket to tighten up the bolt. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to tighten this up without applying the 3M tape, just to make sure everything aligns up the way I want it to, because there is a little play here from side to side and also front to back. So we'll go ahead and tighten that up and get an idea of what we've got to work with here. So what we're going to do now is we're going to do a test fit. So we're going to take the bracket and insert it into the base plate here. And what we'll do is pull the push pin out a little bit, get it to where it sits. Okay, it's locked in there right now. So now what you want to do is you want to make sure the thing is square with the vehicle. So you want to make sure your base plate is aligned properly. And once we achieve that alignment, we'll go ahead and secure it with the 3M tape and then tighten up that bolt back there. So why don't we just go ahead and tighten up the bolt now that we have the plate aligned. Go ahead and do that. So the 3M tape will keep the mounting base plate here from moving around. So that's pretty tight right there. This is great because it actually doesn't even touch the vehicle. You can see that you got a lot of clearance in there. And as well as these mounting rods right here. So they don't actually touch the vehicle. So that's pretty cool. So now that we have it aligned, we're going to go ahead and remove the bracket, which is very easy to do. So what I've done here is I've applied some blue tape to act as a marker so I can make sure that the base plate here is square with the vehicle. So let's go ahead and loosen that bolt up. So we're going to loosen the base plate up a little bit here. Just enough to gain access to the 3M tape. So we're prepping the surface right now, cleaning it up with the alcohol prep pad that they enclosed. So we can now remove the film. There we go. So now that we have the 3M tape ready to be applied, we're going to go ahead and line this up with the blue tape. There we go. So go ahead and hold that down. Then we'll go ahead and tighten up this bolt right here. So once you've tightened up that bolt, we'll go ahead and double check our alignment. Alright, so let's go ahead and do our final test fit just to make sure we still have the proper alignment. There we go. And everything looks great. So you want to make sure you're not actually touching the bumper here. That you've got some room in there. So it looks great. Alright, let's go ahead and get the license plate on. So they included 4 of these screws here and 4 of these acorn nuts that we're going to use to connect our license plate to the bracket. So if you have a frame or if you have a cover like I do, it shouldn't be a problem. Go ahead and line everything up. So once you get the new screws fitted in here, what you're going to want to do is put the new license plate bracket on top of that. So you'll just fit those on at each corner, and then we'll tighten it up. There you go. So another option you have to install the mount to the license plate is to run the screws from behind the license plate and have the acorn nuts on the face. So what you would do is run your screws on the back side here and fix your acorn nuts on the face of the license plate as opposed to the other way around. This will actually reduce the chances of the acorn nuts, if you had them on the back here, rubbing on the front fascia. So just install it the other way around with the screws back here and the acorn nut on the front. And so that's definitely an option to consider. The acorn nuts do stick out a little bit more than the screws themselves here. So either way, the way I've got it, it shouldn't rub if you have the acorn nuts on the back or the front.
But this is definitely an option I think is pretty good, because this is definitely much more lower profile here. And it actually looks kind of cool with the acorn nuts on the front. So there you go. In order to reinstall the license plate, all you do is insert the rods back into the base plate like this. Pull the little pin out, and there it is. Pretty easy. And you got a front license plate that's now fully removable. Really easy. There you go.
Alright everybody, that's the video. Hope you enjoyed it. Let me know what you think. Drop a comment down below and let me know what you think about Sto-N-Sho's quick release front license plate bracket for the DeLorean. If you're interested in purchasing it, I'll have a link in the description. You can go ahead and click on that. And if you have any questions, go ahead and drop those down in the comments as well. And once again, thanks for watching.